Hi guys, it's Mandy here. So haven't made a video for quite a while now. I know I was going to do some Minecraft videos, but I wanted to do a review video, as it were. I just saw the first episode of, what was it called, the Wednesday series, and I have to say I am rather disappointed, actually. I just find the script to that series, it's just terrible. It just seems to be just a series of exposition dumps, and it's like it's so on the nose, and I think it feels to me like it missed a major opportunity to do something really unique with the characters. Like, I remember watching the Dark series of Sabrina, and I hated her character, by the way. I hated Sabrina's character, but I loved what they did with the school. I absolutely loved that school, mainly because of the fact that, Sabrina, she fit in perfectly there. Everyone was weird, everyone was dark, everything was gothic, everything was satanic, and I loved it. And not to say that I like Satanism, but I'm just simply saying I love the theme. I love the fact that it was uniform throughout. Like, the school itself was uniquely weird and different, and so were the characters who fit in it. I have to say, this Wednesday series felt like it missed a major trick to me. I mean, I think they were trying to squeeze too much in too short a time. I think the first episode should have been, instead of her, that one incident with the piranhas and then she immediately goes to Nevermore, it should have been at least one episode setting up her oddity in the normal world, and then it goes into multiple reasons as to why she would be good to go to Nevermore. And also, I really can't stand the fact that, even in Nevermore, she's still odd. That to me really bothers me, because it's like, if you've set up that she can't work in the normal world, aka our world, then why would she not work in that world? I mean, is she meant to be so odd that she doesn't work in either worlds? But it's like, there has to be some point in which she fits in. And I just, it really bothers me, the fact that, I mean, I grew up watching like the Addams Family films, absolutely iconic. And I loved the relationship she had in those films with Morticia. Morticia was brilliant in those films. I mean, nothing against Catherine Zeta-Jones as Morticia. I actually quite liked her as Morticia, but she was just a little bit lacking for me. She didn't seem to have a bit of an edge to her. I mean, for goodness sake, Wednesday insults her and she starts to tear up. I mean, the whole thing about Morticia is that she's completely, she's a loving mother, and Wednesday's a cold, heartless girl, but she still loves her mother. And, her mother understands her really well. I mean, you're talking about a woman who handed her daughter a huge, like, cleaver in order to chop up her own son. What exactly is it that Morticia doesn't understand about Wednesday? I'm sorry, it just doesn't make any sense to me. And like I said, the script feels so bad, because all it is just situations in which people turn around and say, Wednesday, you're a freak. Yeah, I know. Wednesday, you're a freak. Yeah, I know. It's just that over and over and over again. And, oh, I'm now going to try and escape from this school that she's actually meant to be really, a perfect fit for. I'm just like, we haven't seen the school. We haven't seen anything about, like, the classes. Who are the teachers? what's the situation? Why doesn't she like the school? What is it about Wednesday that is so unique that even Nevermore doesn't work for her? It can't just be, oh, I'm such a weirdo that I don't fit into this school, even though I've only just arrived. And it's like, everyone at that school is still technically normal, even though they are still meant to be unique. It's like, you haven't shown anyone's uniqueness. You know, her roommate is a colourful werewolf who turns out, spoiler alert, can't werewolf out. And then it's like Wednesday's backstory, her little, so there's going to be some spoilers. A bit late to tell you now, but, yeah, oh my god, it just irritates me so much. Wednesday's backstory, her tragic little backstory about her pet, for goodness sake, it made no sense. Like, she was walking her little scorpion down the road, and a couple of guys pushed her against the wall. The scorpion deliberately walks into the road, and then it gets run over. I'm sorry, how is any of that the bully's fault? The bullies were picking on Wednesday. The scorpion, of its own accord, walked into the road and got run over by a couple of kids cycling along. None of that seems very well set up. I'm sorry, it just really bugged me, that. And that's the reason why she cried, because of a scorpion. You're talking about a girl who attempted to murder her own brother. Her own baby brother. And who, you know, continuously tortures her own other younger brother. Is he younger or older? I don't know how old, whether Pugsley is older or younger, but you know what I mean? And, oh god. Oh, it just feels like Tim Burton completely missed the point. And the whole, it would have been absolutely brilliant. I would have loved to see a series which was about a school, which was uniquely dark and gothic. And yes, we got that in Sabrina, but they could have done something brilliant here. And it was like, now you're saying that Wednesday can't even fit into this school? Ugh. And like I said, the script just feels really repetitive. All it is people turning up and going, hey, you're a freak. And she's going, yeah, I know. Hey, you're a freak. Yeah, I know. Hey, you're a freak. Yeah, I know. You go to that weird school. Yeah, I know. I'm going to escape it. And it's like, the dialogue is so on the nose. It's like the writers of this series don't seem to understand the concept of subtext. They don't seem to know how to do subtext. They have to literally tell you what's going on. And it's like, go back to bloody writing school. I'm sorry, it just feels really sort of too on the nose for me. And I can't stand it. I keep feeling like there were so many opportunities to have something really interesting happen. Like when she goes to the therapist, it could be really interesting to learn that the therapist is someone who is, I don't know, an ex-Nevermore graduate who happens to be a werewolf or something. And it's like, she just happens to be a random, ordinary person who is in the town. And Wednesday doesn't do therapy. I mean, for God's sake, Morticia and Gomez would know that no therapy would ever work on their daughter. That it would be a complete waste of time. I mean, okay, yes, she was court-ordered to take therapy, but surely they would know it would be a waste of time. And, okay, like I said, you could have done something really interesting with the therapist. The therapist could have been a werewolf or something unique, and like she has to take the therapy sessions at midnight, and I don't know, something really odd, you know, turned the whole thing on its head, you know. I just felt like things were missed out. And it was like, you know, if you're going to do a series, at least do the first, you know, season as a sort of setup of her character, what she likes, what she doesn't like, what makes her unique, why she doesn't fit into Nevermore, why she didn't fit into the normal world, and, you know, what makes her completely unique to everyone else at Nevermore. It can't just be, oh, she's just the only one who can't fit into anywhere. But there's no reasons other than she's Wednesday, and we love the fact that she's a gothic, heartless, soulless robot. There's going to be more to it. It just feels so... And also, I don't understand this thing with her having visions and her snapping her head back. It was like, oh, I'm having a vision. What exactly is that supposed to do? I mean, it just doesn't seem to be telling me anything. Like, why does her head snapping back matter? You know, are the visions on the ceiling or something? I don't know. It just feels really poorly put together. It feels like the people who wrote her character didn't actually understand her character and didn't understand the fact that the Adams are completely unique in this world of normality. And if Nevermore is going to be a place for outcasts, then the outcasts themselves have to also appear to be completely unique. They can't be normal, and then Wednesday is like the only abnormal person. I'm repeating myself now, but just, oh my god, it just feels like such a wasted opportunity. I'll catch up with you guys on the next episode. But so far on this first episode, I am so disappointed by this, I have to say. It seems to be that I tend to feel that most of the stuff that's on Netflix tends to be quite lacking. Excuse me. It just feels like there's not much body to any of the stuff that you get on Netflix these days. I don't feel like the writers have any sort of understanding of what makes something good. You know, I mean, I love gothic stuff. I love things that are gothic. I love Edgar Allan Poe. I love, you know, stories about vampires. I love stuff about ghosts. I love, you know, ghouls and creatures coming out of the dark. I love that kind of stuff. And the fact that they missed all this good, juicy, gothic creepiness with this series is just like, why? What? God, these people need to read more. It's like these people need to read more gothic horror and stuff like that in order to be able to write it. You need to be able to read it. And it's like, none of them have ever read an Edgar Allan Poe story or something like that. They've heard of the Raven poem, probably at school, and that's about it. And then they've gone, oh, let's call the school Nevermore. Okay, I give you that. Yeah, Nevermore for a school name is kind of clever, but beyond that, it just doesn't, it feels like it's missing so much. But like I said, just the first episode. I'll catch up with you guys on the next episode and let you guys know how I feel about it. But so far, not impressed. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.